I don't believe that dissolving the program and simply returning our initial investment should be an option on the table for the board. Amen. I don't believe it should be. The membership needs effective leadership at this point, from the board, from the legislature, from the governor. And I would applaud Senator Larry Dixon for recently going on record as stating that it's a moral obligation for the state to uphold this program. And 48,000 members is a significant lobbying group. I would encourage everyone to contact your legislature. And if legislation is in order to fulfill this contract, then I would encourage the board to pursue that. And we as members will be sure to support that legislation, and if it takes rallying at the State House, we'll do that.
Okay, Governor Riley, Lieutenant Governor Folsom, Paul Hubbard, about 5 or 6 of y'all can get in the room and pass a piece of legislation in 5 days to take care of this whole problem. And I really don't work on it. But we need
productive to suggest that there needs to be some kind of class action suit filed against somebody in order to have to get the recourse demanded from most of these people. But I assure you, there are plenty of lawyers out there waiting at the bit to jump on this case. It's also counterproductive for the state to claim sovereign immunity, to suggest they have no liability, that it's not their fault. So what I would suggest to do, rather than looking backwards, I would suggest that we put on 24-hour press on finding sources of funding to make up for the current shortfall. I would recommend 3 privately funding. You have much more better imaginations than I do. But you can go to our neighbors. It's a family state. You can go to our corporate neighbors, whether it's Alabama Power Company, who just got a 12% rate increase. Ask them, give us a short-term loan to fill this gap until we recover. Go to the University of Alabama, go to Auburn, who surprised most of us when they were very dismissive and willing to discuss the issue with us. Go to them where they're building $125 million or $200 million expansions of their stadiums. If their athletic departments have $500 million holding in reserves somewhere, seek a short-term loan from them in response. Find neighbors that we have here in Alabama that are willing to take on a short-term obligation to fulfill that. But it would be incumbent on all of you to work 24 hours a day up until the meeting to find some type of sourcing to take care of the shortfall. The obligations are going to need to be met one way or the other. There's no question about that. But I encourage you to go forward, look forward, to find the correct, adequate sources of funding to make this PACT program whole, so that none of these parents and grandparents will have a bitter taste about this wonderful state we live in. Mark Twain said often, he said, I'm not so worried about the return on my investment as the return of my investment. He wanted his money back. None of these people want their money back. They want their kids to have an education.
This is your opportunity to make Alabama a leader. Step forward. Take leadership. Take a leadership role. Show that education means something to this state for a change and not put on the back burner. And here's the rest of our state universities and our leadership there. Why aren't they stepping up to the forefront? This is your opportunity to make things right for these parents and grandparents that have struggled and saved for this program. But it's an opportunity to show our children that you are real leaders for the state of Alabama. Please look at any resources you can, whether it be athletic budgets or stimulus plans or bonds. We buy bonds for sewers that don't work. We certainly can buy bonds for college education.